Love doesn't come with a contract. You give me this, I give you that.
And welcome to Hogtown in northwest Arkansas as the Razorbacks try to get back into the win column after a disappointing loss to Ole Miss last weekend. They are back home taking on Colorado State that punched them in the mouth a year ago. But they turn to former Texas A&M quarterback Nick Starkel today, who will run the show.
I think he brings something different to this offense. And you talk about, first off, knowing your personnel. Cheyenne O'Grady's here in the slot. He's going to run a wheel route down the sideline. He does a great job of, one, having the arm strength to be able to hit this receiver down that sideline. But look at the ball placement. Right on the outside edge, giving his guy a chance to make a throw. Next is pre-snap recognition. Man coverage on the outside. Where's the easy throw for me? There's the easy throw in the slot. 5-yard out route is 2nd and 5. And watch how quickly he gets rid of this football. The ball is out of his hand. Now you're converting, you're moving the chains. These are the things Nick Starkel must do today to get his offense going.
All right, some numbers here to look at. Tell me why these are important numbers for Nick Starkel in Arkansas.
Well, the fear that he can throw it not only vertically but horizontally. They did not get that done with Ben Hicks. Starkel gives you that extra added weapon.
Well, certainly a big day for Nick Starkel. For more on his story, let's go down to the sidelines and join Dawn Davenport. Hey, Dawn.
Well, Dave, tough start for Nick Starkel this season, and not just because he didn't win the starting job right off the bat. That same week, he also lost his best friend from high school to cancer. He missed a day of practice to attend his friend's funeral, and when he got a chance to see the field in their home opener, he said he just wasn't prepared mentally to handle it all. He told me he just needed a little more time. Guys, now 2 weeks later, he feels he's had that time. He's locked in. He's where he needs to be mentally to run this offense.
He'll have a chance to watch this Colorado State offense get the football first today as Arkansas won the toss. They deferred, so the Rams will have it first. And that means we get a look at this guy. Let's not overlook what he can do. Collin Hill, 6'5", 215-pounder, who has done everything, threw for over 300 yards in the first half last week.
Oh, you talk about another big arm guy. Those 2 ACLs that he tore, have an opportunity now to have this team be his. Now he can go out and establish the style of offense they want to play with. And Coach Mike Bobo is so excited to have him back full-time leading this offense.
741 yards through 2 games, top 5 in the country. His confidence is back. He's got some weapons on the outside. And he's got a talented running back, number 5, Marvin Kinsey, in the backfield. They will throw on first down, a little bit low as they tried to hit Warren Jackson. Last week alone, 25 of 32, 367, 4 TDs, and no picks. Overall, completing 71% of his passes.
What's so good about Collin Hill? He makes great decisions with the football and quick decisions. He's a very confident player, but he doesn't throw it to the other team, which makes this offense go.
2nd down and 10 coming up for the Rams. Inside handoff. There's a seam and a big hole. Off to the races goes Kinsey. Nobody will catch him. 75 yards, and the Rams are on the board.
What a start for Colorado State. 2nd play of the ball game. Marvin Kinsey going 75 yards untouched. You saw the speed. Well, this is going to open up so many things for Colorado State to have this run game going. And these Arkansas fans are stunned after that 2nd play, big play.
Saw some of that outstanding speed in the open field. Nice job up front by the Rams. And that offensive line, the point after, is up and good from Caden Camper, the true freshman.
And look on the backside here, no penetration. They do a good job. You see the one-arm tackle there, but just a bad angle right there by Cameron McCurl to the ball tackler. And when you get a guy like Marvin Kinsey in space with that type of speed he has, he goes 75 yards untouched.
Wow, just like that. 7-0 Colorado State on the board.
Big confidence builder for Colorado State on the road, putting up points right off the bat.
That kick will be fielded in the end zone for a touchback. But Nick Starkel announced in January that he was going to go back in January 2016, that he was going to go to Texas A&M after Kyler Murray and Kyle Allen transferred. He started the final 6 games as a redshirt freshman in 2017, set a school record with 499 passing yards in the Belk Bowl. Lost the starting job to Kellen Mond last year, and then decided to graduate, which he did in 3 years, and came here despite the fact that he knew SMU quarterback Ben Hicks was coming here. Felt like this was an opportunity, wasn't afraid to battle for the job, said it was a real gut punch to lose that starting job at Texas A&M. Felt like it was his, felt like he'd done everything to earn the job, but he says his road here, he's worked for it and feels good about getting it. First pass of the game is caught. Traylon Burks out of bounds. They will spot him around the 37-yard line. That'll go for 38 yards.
And look at him standing in the pocket, nice and strong, knowing he has the corner route, playing in cover 2 right there. Burks does a great job of his angle, taking a high angle towards that sideline, and a well-thrown football. You see already the arm strength and the ability to throw the ball downfield by Starkel.
Then they give it to Boyd. He will spin his way down to about the 32, give him 4.5 yards. Nick Starkel out of Argyle, Texas, becomes just the 3rd quarterback to start at 2 SEC schools. He brought that to our attention in our meetings yesterday with him. Tell you what, it's a different day with the transfer portal now, and you don't see as much, in the years past, coaches were really reluctant to allow kids to transfer within the league. And I think we're going to see more and more of that down the road with the way the system has been set up, at least for now.
And Dave, one thing we know about Starkel sitting in our meeting, he's not lacking for confidence, so he'll be excited for today's opportunity.
Pressure comes. He feels it, throws, pass is caught. Mike Woods will have the first down at the 25. Pick up a 6.
Again, a little pressure in the face of Starkel, but because he knows where he wants to go with the football, that ball is out of his hands quickly. We talk about the quick release. A guy blitzes, you throw it from where he replaces from. Here comes a big first down on 3rd down.
So on 1st down and 10, they'll fake it to Boyd, going up top, coming near side, trying to hit Trey Knox. Touchdown, Arkansas. That was quick, 24 yards.
Trey Knox, 6'5", 205, going against Andre Neal, who was about 6 feet tall. But we talked about the arm strength. We talked about Starkel's ability to get that football up at a high point, giving this guy a chance to go up and get it. Great response from Arkansas.
Well, they're 2 true freshman wide receivers, big on that drive. Traylon Burks with a big catch on the first play, and then Trey Knox capped it off with 24 yards. The 4-star top 40 wide receiver recruit making a name for himself. In 2 drives that have accounted for 7 plays, we've gone 150 yards already.
Well, looks like we're going to have a high-scoring affair here if that holds true, but I love the action by both teams coming out of here.
Connor Limpert to kick it away. That one will head into the end zone. Now Collin Hill. Dump that pass off. It goes to Cameron Butler, and he has stood up maybe a yard on the play. They'll spot it at the 26-yard line. John Chavis and his defense, they struggled to put players on the ground. Look at those missed tackles, and then after catches, Ole Miss receivers averaged almost 10 yards after the reception.
Yeah, Ole Miss went out and rushed for 237 yards in that ball game. And the emphasis was over pursuing the football at times. You can see the continued focus for them today is wrap them up and get them to the ground. Swing
it out to Kinsey. And Marvin out over the 30 to 33-yard line. Scooter Harris, their middle linebacker, making that stop. Led the league in tackles a year ago with 118, trying for his 3rd consecutive year of 100-plus tackles.
This is a big down here. You got an opportunity here on 3rd down where it's 3rd and 2, but you still have opportunity to throw it or run it. But this is where Colorado State wants to live on 3rd down. Be good on 1st and 2nd down, give them opportunity on 3rd down to convert.
Has time, and Hill's pass is caught. Warren Jagger say incomplete. Got hit right at impact. Lost the football. Hayden Henry, the animal, some of his teammates refer to him as, making the play.
Ball a little bit behind him, and you can see that ball easily is out. Good job of Henry right on contact. You see Collin, he was trying to hold him up just a little bit in that zone, not run him into Hayden Henry. But a great job of getting that football out, and 3 and out Colorado State.
Traylon Burks back to return this punt. End over end line drive. Good kick. Near the sideline, and Burks trying to find a little bit of room. Gets a few yards on that return, but a good 56-yard punt from Ryan Stonehouse. Nick Starkel and company back on the field when we return. Bringing some pressure again. Pass is caught. Trey Knox, first down at the 35. That is a 17-yard pickup.
Look at the route here. You got what we call a little snag concept. And look how that ball, as soon as he comes out of his break, he snaps his head around, and look at him step into the fire and big-time catch.
They'll go handoff to Rakeem Boyd. He'll pick up 4 off the left side. Rakeem, 181 yards coming into this game on the ground on 35 carries. 17 for 67 last week. Not a great per carry average. They ran him in the wild hog formation a few times. They're trying to get him the football, but just hadn't been a whole lot of room to run. He's got some room here in the midfield. He'll pick up the first down at 11 yards.
And a lot of people think the receivers are the ones who are going to benefit most from Nick Starkel, but no, it's him, Rakeem Boyd. The softer coverage on the outside is going to open up a lot of running rooms.
Inside handoff. Whaley with a big gainer. Still on his feet. Breaking tackles. Falls out of bounds. Inside the 20. Right around the 17-yard line.
Right up in the middle. Look at the tight end come across and just crease that hole. And now you have a huge gap to run through. We talk about defensively how they're being a little bit more soft because of Starkel's ability to throw the football. And think about it, later on in the ball game, he's going to start pulling that out of the gut, and he's going to start throwing it.
First down and 10. Red zone opportunity on the horizon. They'll go with Whaley, who'll get it inside the 15. Picks up 3 there. Iwan Francis with the tackle in that secondary for Colorado State. They're giving up 32.5 points a game. Of course, their opener against Colorado, they gave up 52. They went FCS opponent last week, Western Illinois. They won that one 38-13. Score really not indicative of how dominating Colorado State was in that contest. Starkel to the end zone, drops. Grayson Gunner, the tight end, hit him right in the numbers.
This is another outstanding throw here. Puts it right in his gut. This is perfectly thrown. All you had to do was bring it in. You got exactly what you wanted. Man coverage on the back end. With your tight end running that corner route, just unable to come up with a big play there on second down.
Third down, here's Starkel. Underneath, wide open, pass is caught. That'll be Chase Harrell to the end zone. 14 yards out. Somebody missed an assignment. Arkansas will take the 6.
And this is what Chad Morris called the timeout. Working inside out. He does a great job here. You got a switch on the outside, and it's just an awesome job of him finding the open receiver.
Connor Limpert with the point after attempt. It is up and good. 2 touchdowns on the board for the Hawks here in the first quarter. 2 impressive drives by Nick Starkel have resulted in touchdown passes.
And here's Chase Harrell. He's just going to come here, run a little angle route. You got a shallow cross and you got a dig coming across. And he just reads it. He goes through his progression. He does a great job. Here's the angle route, coming back inside. Everything's clogged up going inside. And he goes 1, 2, 3, back out to Chase Harrell for the touchdown. You can see the progression already. This offense is different with Nick Starkel in the ballgame.
Arkansas 4 out of 4 on third downs. This is a returnable kick. Christian Hunter. He's hit around the 20-yard line. Marvin Kinsey hit at the line of scrimmage. Scooter Harris again clogging up the hole.
It's all about recognition and instincts from Scooter Harris. He recognized what was happening, then he just was shot out of a cannon and met the back right there at the front of the hole. This is just one of the more outstanding linebackers in the entire country, let alone just the SEC.
Over 280 career tackles for Scooter Harris, the senior linebacker out of Harvey, Louisiana. Second down and 10. He'll stay on the ground with Kinsey. Broke free for 75 yards on the second play of the game for the Rams touchdown.
And Dave, you talked about last series how Arkansas had to convert on third down for their defense. This is big for Colorado State. They got to put together a couple first downs to give their defense a little rest.
Dante Wright, the true freshman, in motion. They'll go to the outside. Pass is incomplete. Trying to hit E.J. Scott with it. Coverage from Monteric Busta Brown.
Playing a little press coverage on the outside. Does a great job of not getting overly aggressive. And right there for the throw, just an outside. It would have been a really tough catch for E.J. Scott to come down with, but give a lot of credit to Monteric Brown on the coverage there.
Colorado State will have to punt it away with Ryan Stonehouse, who had a 56-yarder his first time, the second-team All-American a year ago. His career average, over 47 yards per punt, best in school history. Straightaway punt this time, and you can see why. This is another boomer. Burks will take the fair catch at the 25, a 51-yard punt. Nick Starkel 2 for 2 to start this one. Rakeem Boyd, huge hole up the middle. It's a foot race. Rakeem Boyd to the end zone. Touchdown, 59 yards.
And Dave, I just talked about when you throw the football down the field, it forces you to play a too high look. And what a great job right there by number 66, Ty Clary, the center. Giving the hole, opening up, getting up to that second level. And this is what Chad Boyd wanted to see out of Rakeem Boyd. Break the tackle, get middle of the field, and just go. Even though he was untouched on that one, Rakeem Boyd says, I can take it a distance too.
And makes it look easy. So it is 21-7. Arkansas out in front here in the first quarter. And that'll be a touchback for the Rams out to the 25-yard line. Collin Hill and this Colorado State offense, a couple of plays, put 7 on the board. Since then, they have run 6 plays for a total of 13 yards. Back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Rams. McElroy in the game at running back. He's coming near side. He'll pick up 7 yards. Run out of bounds by Jarquez McClellan. This Ram offense, they can certainly move it down the field. Arkansas has done a nice job keeping things in front of them here on their last 2 possessions.
And that's the key, Dave, not allowing those big plays. And Colorado State comes in here wanting to throw the football deep, wanting to create some big plays. Arkansas playing more coverage here in the last 2 series.
They'll hand it off to McElroy. There's a big hole. Arkansas couldn't keep him in front of him. And that'll be a big run inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. Cam Curl runs him out of bounds, but 34 yards.
And another crease right there. Hayden Henry on the out edge right there. Number 27 loses containment. And that's one of those spots where you talk about defensively doing your job. And you don't do your job, big plays like that happen. And how about Marcus McElroy coming here and giving this Colorado State offense a little spark?
And Kinsey back in the game now, their starter at tailback, the senior out of Atlanta, Georgia. Quick throw. They finally get it to Dante Wright, the outstanding true freshman from Navarre, Florida. Already 4 touchdowns in 2 games for the youngster. 5'10", 165 pounds. A do-it-all player, and I mean do-it-all. In high school, he played offense, defense, kicked some field goals and extra points, ran a 10-7 100-meter dash. He had a 75-yard touchdown opening play last week. I mean, this kid has burst onto the scene. Hand off to Kinsey. To the 15, cuts it back, down to the 10. Boy, their dynamic duo of Kinsey and Wright are going to be dangerous. Look at what they did the first 2 games versus the rest of the team.
And they're both downhill physical runners. We saw both have some speed to hit the edge. And once again, Arkansas losing containment on the outside. There's no reason why that football should have got outside of the corner. With the speed of Kinsey, gets him to the edge, and they've done it all on the ground on this drive.
They'll fake it to Kinsey, slant over the middle, caught, touchdown. That goes to Warren Jackson, and just like that, the Rams march it down the field. The redshirt sophomore out of Powder Springs, Georgia, with his 2nd touchdown catch of the year.
Now you see Cameron Curl, number 2, steps up with the play action and comes right behind is the skinny post. This is a great job of beating him inside. He opens his hips to him. And that's just hard right there. You got no other help on the inside because Cameron Curl came up on the play action. Big time receiver for Colorado State, paying dividends here in the red zone.
They got some guys now that can catch the football for you. Wright, Jackson, E.J. Scott.
Yeah, Jackson's only 6'6" out there. He's a big dude.
Devion Warren bringing it out of the end zone. Warren bouncing off a couple of guys out to the 36-yard line. Nice return by Warren. Morris making the catch.
Then people think.
Here's Whaley. He has the edge. Another foot race down the sideline. This time he's run out of bounds around the 35. That'll be another 25-yard pickup. Big chunks of yardage coming from this Arkansas offense today.
We talk about both teams losing containment on the edge, but this is a counter. Look at the big lineman out in front of him, creating that lane for him to get on the outside. That's a great job by those guys getting out and running. Ricky Stromberg, a freshman, getting out there running.
Whaley will get a couple of yards. You know, speaking of Ricky Stromberg, the true freshman, a little light in the seat, as they coach say. He's about 270. He's put on some weight, but we were watching tape yesterday, and he really stood out to us.
Oh, yeah.
A very quick-footed, tremendous athlete on that line of scrimmage.
And the one thing they talk about is how athletic he is. He's the one guy you're going to see pulling around. He's going to be on the perimeter a lot. But give this Arkansas offensive line a lot of credit. They created some huge lanes to run through for Whaley and Boyd today.
2nd down and 7. Here's Starkel. Steps up, fires, tight spiral, end zone, and that one is incomplete, and there are no flags. He was trying to hit Warren. Let's go down to Dawn.
Hey, Dave, DJ, you guys talking about Ricky Stromberg. The coaching staff actually said with that number, he looks like a lighter Yelda Froholm. That's a guy who was a 4th-round pick for the Pats. He's playing on Sundays. He was big for this Arkansas team.
Boy, Chad Morris showing a little fire in the belly. He thought that was pass interference. Instead, you're looking at 3rd and 7. Minute 55 to go here in the opening quarter, and we have seen a ton of offense. 168 for the Rams, 253 for the Hawks.
That man coverage all across the board.
Pressure comes. Starkel is dropped back at the 37 on 3rd down. Jan-Philip Bombeck gets in there for the sack, a loss of 5.
And what you like here is they've made a little switch on the defense. Look on the back end. Now they have a safety over the top with this man coverage, which allows these guys to have a little help, but now Starkel has to hold on to the football just a second longer because earlier in the game they went man free. And you see Jan-Philip Bombeck coming in with the sack. But the switch in the game plan, defensive coordinator John Jansen right there, putting extra help for those defensive backs. So Starkel doesn't have the time to throw that football.
All right, here we go with a 54-yard field goal attempt. He hit from 55 last year against Vanderbilt. Good clean snap for Limpert. Strong leg, kick on the way. It is good. A no-doubter from Connor Limpert.
That probably had another 10 yards in it. That was a poke there by Limpert. But I think the confidence they're having on offense has permeated all the way through the kicking game. Everybody has taken their game up to a new level in this first quarter.
Another touchback. This is a different looking Arkansas team than
Through and through.
what we saw in week 1. Can they stop this Ram offense? Having a tough time stopping this guy as Marvin Kinsey makes something out of nothing. They will spot him around the 31-yard line. Scooter Harris with that tackle, but there's their drive chart. 75-yard touchdown and a couple of big plays on that last possession as they were able to get it into the end zone on the touchdown catch. Kinsey, 5 carries, 105 yards.
And you can see Cameron Curl tried to walk down into the box there. Collin Hill got out of it.
Kinsey should have enough for the first down as he powers his way out over the 35-yard line.
You can see the little cat and mouse game going by Mike Bobo and John Chavis, defensive coordinator for Arkansas. Arkansas was trying to bring another guy in the boxes to help with the run. And Collin Hill changes the play, go to the other side. Picks up a good first down.
Well, that'll be it for the first 15 minutes. I would say there were some fireworks there. 179 yards for Colorado State. They got off to a good start on the 75-yard touchdown runs. But Arkansas also feeling it offensively. They lead it by 10 after 1 quarter. Well, of course, Alabama sitting there at number 2. Georgia at number 3. LSU with a great win last week. They're up to number 4. 5 teams in the top 9.
That run was just dumb.
Oh, loose football on the turf. I think that was Busta Brown coming up with the loose football. Boy, Mike Bobo told us yesterday, point number 1, we have to protect the football. Turnovers have been a killer for them.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate for Colorado State and Kinsey. But this defense coming in said they have a goal of getting 3 turnovers a game. Well, there goes number 1, and now you got it in plus territory. Always a spot here. You see John Chavis there, Lord. He didn't show his excitement, but I know he's excited.
4-man rush. Starkel, pressure comes from the backside, but he'll loft it up toward the end zone. There are no flags. Looking for Trey Knox.
And immediately after he threw this football, Starkel was yelling at Knox to why did he slow down? And he thinks he's on the backside, but I think he has to understand he has a different quarterback in this game now that will let it go from anywhere. You see him yelling at Knox there, keep going, I will let it go.
Arkansas 5 out of 6 on 3rd downs today. Nice run from Chase Hayden, his first action today. 15-yard pickup.
And just a nice job right there on the edge is Dalton Wagner. He just sealed that right side down, and nobody was outside when Chase Hayden hit the corner.
First down and 10. Hayden falls inside the 10. Give him a couple of yards. Jamal Hicks, talented free safety, making the stop. Third on the team last year with 93 stops for the senior out of Gardena, California. Well, we've seen all three of these running backs now. And Hayden, Boyd, and Whaley.
You talk about the safety creeping there and making plays. They got to be careful not to creep in there. And here comes the receivers right behind it.
To the end zone, just out of the reach of tight end Cheyenne O'Grady. First time they've targeted the big tight end, 6'4", 255. He's been slowed this week, got a little sick. Hadn't been able to practice much. Got on the field last week, missed the opener.
Okay, you can't underestimate this guy because he is a playmaker for him. And he's a guy who just off the field hasn't always gotten it together for him, but on the field he is a matchup problem. Would have loved to see Starkel put a little bit more air onto that one for Cheyenne O'Grady.
It's a 3rd down and 8. Quick throw. Hayden makes the catch inside the 5. He's hit right around the 4-yard line. They'll be shy of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and a couple. Rakeem Boyd running on to the field. Actually, they'll bring the field goal unit on. It looked like Boyd was jogging in.
I was thinking the same thing. I saw Rakeem Boyd. I said, you think he's thinking twice about it, but any points right now are good. And I think he's excited just to get some kind of points here after a nice drive. You got to make that turnover count.
Limpert hit from 54 his last time out on the field. This from 22. It is up and it's good. Chad Morris in this Arkansas offense with 27 points on the board. There's a guy that is teaching football right now here at Arkansas and life lessons as well, but his first start was as a math teacher and an assistant football coach after he graduated from Texas A&M with a degree in math and a minor in statistics. Took that to the high school level where he was became a legend with 3 state championships in the state of Texas. We were talking to him yesterday, and boy, he just kind of lit up thinking about those days as a teacher and a coach in the state of Texas. Collin Hill today, 5 of 8, 30 yards, 1 touchdown. Hits the fullback, Adam Prentice. Pick up a 4. Big collision on that sideline. Mike Bobo, some of that Mark Richt offense where they still use that fullback.
Oh, yeah. And something we don't see much in college football these days is the fullback. But they use that fullback, Adam Prentice, a lot in this offense to set up the run, set up the pass, to play action. He's very multiple on offense and gives the defense a lot to think about when trying to prepare for him.
So from the 36, it'll be 2nd down and 6. Here's pressure. Hill's going to have to get rid of it. He does. He lofts it up. Has a man. It's incomplete. Backpedaling was Trey McBride, and flags come in. 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Joe Fouché back there in coverage for the Hogs.
Sneak the tight end back outside that right side, and Fouché never looks back.
Number 7, defense. Penalties 50 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
For a defensive back, he never looks back, and you see the early contact. He's trying to fight through it to get his hands up, but he fights through and makes a little bit more contact with the receiver than you want. Fouché, a veteran guy, sophomore from New Orleans, Louisiana. Plays a lot of football for Arkansas the past couple years. He'll do a better job of getting his head turned around.
First down and 10 now for the Rams. They'll work off that far hash from the 21-yard line. Kinsey in the backfield alongside Collin Hill. Hill has time. This time throws over the middle. Incomplete. Trying to hit Warren Jackson, the 6'6 junior. Defended there by Busta Brown.
Got almost max protection here, trying to hold up, and you get what you want. You get Dante Wright taking 2 away, and that ball's just slightly behind Warren Jackson there. But this is a ball that I think they would expect him to come up with, but a great play right there. Monte Brown, he get that hand in there right at the end to knock it away.
Second down, and Collin Hill will go under center. Seeing Colorado State huddle a lot more today. This is a team that went no huddle for so long. Trying to slow the game down a bit. In motion is Dante Wright, but they'll hand it off. It'll go to Jalen Thomas, and nothing doing there. A gain of maybe a yard before he is thrown to the turf. TJ Smith.
Yeah,
game in there.
You spot on with that. 52, TJ Smith, right in the middle right there. Got no movement by him. He shedded the block and got off, but brings up a big third down in here. How comfortable are you with your veteran quarterback, Collin Hill? You got possibly 3 points on the board, but how comfortable are you throwing the football here, giving him opportunity to make a play?
Kinsey back in the game. Clean pocket. Fires over the middle. Pass is caught by Jackson. He's down to the 1-yard line. Well, you wondered if they would let Hill make the play, and he did.
And what helps is he had time. He had time to sit back in the pocket, survey the field, and allow Warren to work. And here's the hurry up trying to catch Arkansas off balance.
Quarterback sneak by Hill. Does he have enough in that 6'5" frame to get in? No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, Colorado State.
Does he get in there? All you need is a little bit of push, and you said it, Dave. He's 6'5", but I think he was laying on top of another defender and then rolls over in the end zone, so he was still up. And by the time the ref gets there, he got to have his body in the end zone.
They convert the third down to Warren Jackson and then set up the 1-yard touchdown from Collin Hill. Point after is up and good by Caden Camper. They've had some kicking issues. Caden didn't even realize he was coming on this trip until a few days ago. Now he's kicking here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. It's a shootout in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We got ourselves a 27-21 game and still a lot of time left here in the first half. 7:31 on the clock. It has been a shootout. 489 yards of offense. Story here has been Nick Starkel in his first start with the Razorbacks. Lost that one up in the air. He was looking for Trey Knox. Coverage from Owens on the outside. Second down and 10 coming up.
It's one of those things we've seen throughout this ball game. Starkel's not afraid to put his guys up to bat and make a play, but a nice job on the outside of Owens fighting through the hands of Knox trying to make that play.
After a hot start, things have somewhat slowed down for Nick in the pass game. And boy, Boyd had some big holes early on, and there was some white jerseys swarming to the football to stop Rakeem Boyd. That'll be a loss of 2.
You can see Ellison Hubbard, number 98 right there, is the leader of that defense up front. He's a creator of havoc and unable. He's a tough guy to block on the inside. I had a chance to talk to him yesterday, and he just said the offseason for this team was totally different from what they were used to last year, and they have a newfound hope, and they're trying to show it today.
Third down, pressure comes. Starkel dodges one man, gets the pass off to Hayden, who is tackled around the 33-yard line. So this is a punting situation coming up for Arkansas. Jan Philip Bombeck there to make the play, and this will be the first time Arkansas has had to punt this afternoon.
You always think about when a defense has some type of momentum or something go their way and things start to turn, things start to slow down for them. And that was a great defensive set there for Colorado State. A little pressure on Starkel there on 2 different throws, stopped the run on second down.
Dante Wright back to return this punt. Fair catch called for, and the freshman able to hold on to it, a 41-yard punt. Here's Kinsey, makes a man miss. Big gainer out of bounds. See where they spot him, out over the 40 to the 41, a 21-yard pickup for Kinsey, who's adding to his total. He has 136 yards on the ground here in the first half on 9 carries.
Yeah, that's getting it done. I mean, there have been tons of quick scores in this ball game. The longest drive of this game has been 3 minutes and 34 seconds. A little bit over 2 minutes to go before halftime. Colorado State got a big, nice play here on first down.
Kinsey again, stutter steps. He'll manage to find 5, maybe 6 when it's all said and done. Zach Williams, the true freshman at a Little Rock, making the stop defensively. For John Chavis, it's got to be a frustrating afternoon. You've had a couple of nice possessions, but you're still giving up chunks of yardage on a few plays here and there.
And that's what's going to really sting is you're going to go back and watch the film and see some guys still doing things that hurt them in the game last week. Losing containment, overrunning plays, and those type of things create the big plays which have created those today. Guys got to do their job. We mentioned it earlier.
Nickel package for Arkansas on 2nd down and 5. We'll toss it to Kinsey. He has the line to gain. That'll be a first down. 1:23 to go before halftime. Colorado State with a couple of timeouts. Arkansas has 2 timeouts as well. Boy, but Kinsey, we're seeing why Coach smiles when he talks about Kinsey's ability on the field. Hit him second play of the game for 75 yards and a touchdown. Swing it to the tight end on the outside. Trey McBride, he gets out of bounds to stop it at 21 seconds to go. That's a 4-yard pickup.
For Colorado State and Collin Hill, everything is still at your disposal. You know, you got 21 seconds, but you still have a timeout on the board. And you see Coach Bobo there telling them to be smart. We have a field goal in our pocket if we need it. Make sure you do everything possible to make sure the ball ends with our guys kicking it.
Hill flushed, nowhere to go. Had Kinsey over in the area, so no flag down for grounding, probably outside the tackle box as well. DJ Smith putting the pressure on the quarterback. 3rd time today they've collapsed that pocket around Collin Hill.
But the smart play there was to throw the football away. You could not afford to take a sack right there. You take a sack, you force Coach Mike Bobo to take a timeout, and now everything must go to the sideline. But now you throw the football away, you still got a timeout. You can throw the ball anywhere on the field and still able to get the timeout.
Oh, Kinsey had it and would have gotten the first down. Just dropped it. And here comes the field goal unit, and this could be interesting. As we told you a little bit about Caden Camper, the true freshman out of Pueblo, Colorado. They've had some issues with Maxwell Paduska, who's just 1 for 3 on the year. And Caden Camper gets a late invite to travel with the team.
And talking with Mike Bobo before the game, he said, I literally had a competition in pregame.
He hit from over 50 in a fall scrimmage. This one from 46, he's got it. Good thing they gave him a jersey.
Good thing they went and got him out of class.
Coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of Razorback Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming over on the ESPN app. And let's go down to Dawn.
All right, Coach, let's start first on the offensive side of the ball. Nick Starkel, 306 total yards in that half. What'd you like that has to continue?
Well, obviously got to hit her deep ball shot. He just overthrew it, but, man, we got him there. I think he's got us in a rhythm. We sputtered the last couple of drives with a turnover. That hurt us a little bit right there, but we shot ourselves in the foot on that last drive. But, man, I like where we are. We just got to get in, make a few adjustments, get back to rolling again.
You talk about those adjustments defensively. What do you point out to your team to slow them down?
They're getting outside of us too much. They're getting the edge too much on us. We got to be able to set the edge a little bit better now.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach John Chavis talked about guys having better angles defensively. We'll probably work on that in the locker room as well. It is halftime, 27-24 game. After the break, time for the studio. Darian the Boys will take it from there. Dave Neal back alongside DJ Shockley, and put the first 30 minutes into perspective for me.
I thought it was impressive because of what you've done the first couple of weeks. You haven't been able to go out and put up points like this. A couple things you want back, but I think you're in a good position heading into the second half.
Colorado State able to get that field goal in the waning seconds of the first half from Caden Camper, their true freshman who just got the invite to make the trip about 24 hours ago. Pulled them within 3. Another little pooch kick that'll be taken by Arkansas. Well, Mike Bobo walking out of that locker room was met by Don Davenport. What do you have to say, Don?
He asked him what his message was to his team, and he told him whoever executes best in this second half wins this fight. When he looks at his defensive execution, what he pointed out to his guys, he said, I thought we settled down at the end of that first half. He said, but we have got to be more patient, and we have to fit the run game right. That's going to be their focus here to slow down Nick Starkel in this offense.
Well, we'll see if they can do it. I mean, it's really been hit or miss. Both defenses have had a couple of possessions where they look very strong, and then they give up big chunks of yardage. And they go with Rakeem Boyd on the first carry. They'll spot him at around the 28-yard line, give him a 3-yard pickup. Logan Stewart making the tackle. Rakeem Boyd in that first half, 10 carries, 87 yards, long run of 59 yards. Averaging 8.7 per carry. Quick throw. That pass is caught by Traylon Burks. Burks, the young man out of Warren, Arkansas.
Knowing he's going to take a lick there right there. Reaches up and snatches the football out of the air, and back goes the tempo, which we saw in that first quarter for Arkansas.
First down and 10 in Colorado State territory.
So much room down here to the bottom of the field.
They'll run this way. Boy, stiff arm, stays on his feet. Now I want to go back. Watch Nick Starkel kind of set this up. Remember last week, Arkansas cost himself a touchdown because they were lined up incorrectly.
Yeah.
He was that time barking out directions to his 3 wide receivers, making sure they had enough on the line of scrimmage.
And that's a good eye by you, Dave. They understand if they don't line up right, bad things can happen.
Pass caught by Trey Knox. Pick up of 8.
And that's just learning from past experiences. And as Nick Starkel plays more in this offense, he'll understand more where guys should be. And when we talked to Coach Morris, he said at the beginning of the year, the reason why Ben Hicks was his quarterback was because Ben Hicks just understood what they wanted to do more than Nick Starkel did. And now you see he's starting to understand where everybody should be in this offense.
Woods comes in motion across the formation, but Starkel will throw. Pass is just snatched right out of midair by Traylon Burks inside the 5. They'll spot him down at the 4. A 27-yard pickup, and Arkansas hustling to the line.
And this is similar to what we talked about at the beginning of the game. The back shoulder throw. Receiver knows where the ball is. Defensive back does not. Starkel putting his play up to bat, and Burks making a play.
Pressure comes. Starkel keeps it. Throws toward the end zone. Maybe an ill-advised throw there. Boy, it almost looked like he wanted to hand it off to Boyd. Knew that was a bad idea.
Arkansas times this up perfectly. He almost tackles Boyd and Starkel in the backfield, and I think Starkel is just trying to make something out of nothing. Almost like you mentioned, an ill-advised throw, but he was trying to make something out of nothing happen there.
2 tight ends. Working left side. Boyd, touchdown, untouched. A huge hole off the left side, and Boyd picks up his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. Boyd just eclipsed 100 yards for the 4th time in his Arkansas career with that 4-yard run. Limpert to attempt the point after. (34-24) our score.
Right guard coming right up here, doing a great job of clearing the hole for Rakeem Boyd. Perfect drive for Arkansas coming out of halftime, getting the score.
Ricky Stromberg in his first season hasn't even completed 1 year yet of college football. True freshman out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, came in as a 4-star prospect. And the reason we're showing you, he wasn't expected to be a starter on this offensive line, but due to a couple of injuries, Ricky Stromberg is getting the start. He came in super light, around 250. They got him up close to around 270, but we have seen him today, the young man, put together some very impressive blocks. After watching game tape last week, he kind of stood out to us as well on that offensive line.
Yeah.
And they think when he can get up to about 285 or so, he could be something else. There's Dante Wright. Boy, you can tell this. To get him the football in the opening play for the Rams in the third quarter, that's going to be an objective for them.
Yeah, that's a must. We haven't seen him line up in the backfield all game, but you can see the emphasis. We have to let this guy touch the football in this ball game. He hasn't had the opportunity to really get free, but you see right out the bat, put him in the backfield, throw him a little swing pass, and there you go, picks up 7-8 yards for you.
Second down and short. Hill will throw. Pass is caught. That goes to Trey McBride, and he'll have a first down. See what Mike Bobo wants to do tempo-wise. He told us he wanted to huddle more this game than he has in the past. They will huddle here, but we saw a little bit of tempo when they got in the red zone, but not a whole lot.
Yeah, and I think because they still have a lot of young guys in this offense, he wants his offense to be efficient. So they get in the huddle. They make sure guys know where they're supposed to line up, where they're supposed to go. And it helps the overall efficiency of the offense. But as this game goes on, I think that's a good thing to look out for if they get to some of that tempo.
Hill, quick hitter. It's Dante Wright with it. There's a flag in the backfield. Hill gets smashed. He lost the football. They'll say Arkansas has it. But Collin Hill just got lit up, and there is a flag as he is slow as he walks toward that sidelines. Man, oh man.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, low hit on the quarterback, number 7, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
And that left knee is taped up.
Yeah, these type of plays, they make you worry. You're talking about a guy coming off 2 ACL injuries, and you see Fouché coming in there a little bit low.
Oh,
It's not what you want to see. Anybody get hit that low like that. I'm glad to see that Collin Hill is still in the ball game. A little ginger there, but you see his lineman coming up to him and saying, "We got you." But that's tough right there. I've been in that position before. It does not feel good at all.
he talked to us about his path to this season and what a struggle it was. Tore his ACL and rehabbed. Tore it against Utah State back in 2016. Took a red shirt in 2017. Then while playing hoops in the summer, blew it out again. Here's Dante Wright. They'll toss it to Dante, and he'll pick up 9.5 yards. Cam Curl runs him out of bounds.
And we talked about they have to get Dante Wright involved. You're going to see him come right underneath a little shovel pass in front of him. Guys outside blocking for him on the edge. But the emphasis on getting 22 to football is a must.
Inside handoff goes to Marvin Kinsey. He'll pick up 4. Kinsey, by the way, now with 153 yards on the ground on 12 carries. Boy, now Collin Hill is down. He's just sitting on his rear end. And you wonder if that hit had some lingering effects.
And you can only hope that he is okay, because this kid has a bright future and he fits so well into this offense.
Well, that means that we'll get to see their backup quarterback, which has really been a battle this season. Patrick O'Brien and Justice McCoy been battling it out. We're going to see Patrick O'Brien get some snaps, the redshirt junior, transfer from Nebraska. Thrown 1 pass this year for 29 yards. 6'5", another big one, 6'5", 244. They're all big these days. First play, they'll flush him out of the pocket, and O'Brien will run out of bounds and pick up 3 yards. Pressure came from Isaiah Nichols.
And this is a critical moment for him coming in this ball game. Colorado State driving the football. You're only down by 10 right now. And I'm sure the first thing he told him was, be good with the football. You must protect the football here in this high red area. You see he came in and tried to throw it right off the bat. So that tells you they have some confidence in Patrick O'Brien.
O'Brien sat out last year after transferring from Nebraska. Played sparingly for the Cornhuskers. Here's Kinsey. He'll take it inside the 25, down to the 23. Another 3-yard pickup. Jonathan Marshall making a tackle for the Razorbacks. But he came out of high school. He was considered by some recruiting experts as a top 10 quarterback. He was a finalist for that Elite 11 quarterback competition back in 2015.
Big third down here. I've talked about it all the time. You get in this low red area where 3 points are practically on the board. How much trust does Mike Bubble have in Mr. O'Brien?
3rd down and 5. Bringing some heat. O'Brien's pass is caught. Down to the 15-yard line goes Trey McBride. They pick up 8 and move the chains.
Just a great job of understanding you're picked up. They bring up extra blitzer off the left side, but he does a great job of finding the hole right in here. Trey McBride sits it down in that zone area, and O'Brien puts it on him for a big 3rd down conversion.
Tenth play of this drive is Patrick O'Brien leading the charge now. Collin Hill on the sideline. Kinsey tries to hurdle a defender. That won't work. Fouché able to hold on, but a 9-yard pickup, and they're inside the 10, down to the 7.
It's a great job of getting into a run play there. Arkansas was in what I call a light box. They had 5 guys inside the tackle boxes, and you have 5 defensive guys for 5 offensive guys. Really, it's man-on-man blocking, and Kinsey does a great job of finding that extra hole and picking up 8 yards on 1st down.
So now it's 2nd and goal from about the 8.5. O'Brien, his first series, steps up in the pocket and is hammered. He's dropped at the 11. They'll lose another couple of yards. Grant Morgan, Devon McClure.
Cover 0 here. Both backers, they want to go QB draw. Ideal blitz for that particular play. And give John Chavis credit. That is a win for his defense. He called the right call on that particular play.
Bring the heat again?
Bring it again. Why not? I mean, you want to force the ball out of his hands quickly right here.
3rd and goal from the 11. O'Brien comes near side. Pass is caught. That goes to E.J. Scott, but he'll be shy of the goal line. They'll actually spot him back closer to the 3.5-yard line. Here comes the kicking unit for Colorado State.
You see Coach Bobo there. He was trying to get the timeout. I saw him trying to go get the timeout before that play started. But I'm sure he'll be fine with taking the 3 points here. Still a successful drive if you're Colorado State early here in the 3rd quarter.
.46-yarder made earlier by the true freshman Caden Camper. This from 21 near hash mark. He will split the uprights. Make it a 7-point game here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Collin Hill, how badly is he injured? We'll try to get an update. Well, an unfortunate scene here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Collin Hill with a limp toward the locker room. Left the game on a low hit, actually a couple plays after the low hit around the knee. And that young man, you could tell he wanted to gut it out, but something seriously wrong with him as he heads back into the tunnel. And Patrick O'Brien, though, took the reins. The redshirt junior out of San Juan Capistrano, California, led him to a field goal to make it a 7-point game with 5:45 to go. Matter of fact, DJ, that was the longest drive we've had in the game. Most of these drives have been relatively quick. That was 7:22 off the clock, 15 plays, 72 yards.
Methodical drive, had some short yardage situations they had to overcome. So
another pooch kick. Devion Warren trying to find a little bit of room. Nothing working there as he's swallowed up after a couple of yards on that play. But this was right before Hill went back in the locker room. He talking to his head coach, Mike Bobo. And you know those two have spent a ton of time together over the last 4 years. Young man from South Carolina who actually, Mike Bobo learned about him when Hill went to a 7-on-7 camp in Athens when Coach Bobo was still on that Georgia staff. He was actually, if it wasn't for Jacob Eason, Coach Bobo was going to go make a play for him to come to the University of Georgia. Then he got the job at Colorado State and realized, you know what, I think I want Collin Hill part of this team. And so he went and told him and sold him on the Rams program, and that's how those two connected and hooked up.
And you can see the investment there. I mean, you can see how tough it was for him to talk to him, and what Don said about his parents and how much time he's put in. It's just tough. And then now you can see they have to go through a whole nother game plan now. You see him, he's writing down, he's sitting there talking to O'Brien, telling him, hey, what do you like? What are the things you're comfortable with? The game plan now changes, the plays changes for him. It's going to be interesting to see how they have to adapt on the fly to what O'Brien does well.
Good news is O'Brien was able to be in this system last year just as a redshirt as he transferred from Nebraska. On 3rd down and 4 over the middle. That one is dropped. They tried to hit Warren with it, and the Rams defense steps up big. They will force a punt opportunity down, a touchdown.
What a nice job right here. Outside leverage, but at the end, swats that football out with that right hand. Anthony Hawkins getting in there and giving a big stop there on 3rd down. And you can see the excitement from Janzik right there, defensive coordinator for Colorado State. Getting off the field 3 and out, giving the football back to him. Don't have positive field position.
And the danger is Dante Wright back to return this punt. He'll have some room as he stands around the 30-yard line. Sam Lloyd to punt it away. Oh, good hang time, tight spiral, forcing the fair catch at around the 28-yard line. That's where the Rams will have it after a 40-yard punt. Patrick O'Brien was watching a pretty good game. Now he's right in the middle of it. Back to the story here as well. Mike Bobo, a former quarterback himself at the University of Georgia, now working with his backup, Patrick O'Brien. Out in last series for the injured Collin Hill. They'll set up 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. They'll get it to Kinsey. And swarming Arkansas defense led by Scooter Harris. No gain on the play. And by the way, during that break, we got an update down the field. Got the official word that we will not see Collin Hill again the rest of the day. Obviously don't know the severity. They got to go through all that x-ray stuff, the medical procedure to figure all that out. But obviously it is not good.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. As he's coming off 2 ACLs already and excited about a new season, and just can only hope it's not as serious as they thought it is.
Trying to throw it back to Kinsey, has a chance to catch it, but running right back into the teeth of that defense. This time he'll lose 3 yards on a little throwback to the Ram running back, Hayden Henry, the first one there.
Yeah, Dave, that's number 1 on the screenplay. You never go back into the middle where all the big guys are coming. They're coming to hunt you down, but here's a big 3rd and long situation. You're backed up. You're only down about 7 points here. What do? You call draw? You just ran screen there on 2nd down. How comfortable are you with Patrick O'Brien right here, backed up?
Let him throw it down the field.
I hear you. I'm with you.
3rd and 13. 4-man rush. Pocket collapses. O'Brien will throw on the run. Down the field. Caught by Wright. Does he stay in bounds? He does, to the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State, 75 yards. Boy, it looked like he stepped out of bounds.
This is big time play here from a big time player. Does he stay in bounds here? Watch that left foot. I think he does. He is in bounds. There's green in between his foot and the sideline.
Oh my goodness.
Dante Wright showing up in the biggest way. Haven't called his name throughout this ball game. We talked about it in the first couple series, getting him the football. You see why they're excited about that freshman.
Only 5'10", 160, going up high, grabbing the football, staying in bounds, and then wins the race.
What about Pat O'Brien, though? Making a play inside the pocket here. Dante Wright going up for the football, making a huge play for Colorado State. We're all tied. We got a ball game here.
O'Brien, by the way, 4 of 4, 88 yards and a touchdown.
Talking about being an impact player. Yeah, Arkansas had him corralled there in the first half, but it was only a matter of time before he got loose.
Rakeem Boyd breaking a couple of tackles. He'll pick up 6. We are tied at 34 after 3 quarters of football. It should be a wild finish from Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Be sure to stay with us.
A little rusty here in this second half is Nick Starkel.
What has Colorado State done to really limit him here in the last 2.5 quarters?
I think they have really done a good job of right on cue with that throw, but they've done a good job of just testing all the throws that Nick Starkel has had. So the corners, the DBs on the outside have really played well. A lot of pass breakups here in the second half for Colorado State. They come to the corner blitz there, and Starkel does a great job of getting the ball out of his hands.
First time we've really seen some zip on a pass for him in a while. Comes across the middle. This one is picked up by Burks, and he's inside the 40, down to the 39, a 15-yard gain. Jamal Hicks trips him up.
And you see right there, right guard Byron Cunningham is in the ball game, taking place of Ricky Stromberg. Cunningham was the guy who started the first 2 games. Stromberg, the freshman, now out of the ball game. But nice job of RPO action there, getting the ball out and throwing it to Burks there.
Oh, right in the belly of Trey Knox. It was on him right as he turned the corner. Gain of 20.
Talk about the ability to let this ball go. 1-2, ball's out of his hand, and that's a dime shot there to Trey Knox on the outside, and he does such a great job of adjusting to the football.
Now they'll run it with Boyd right up the middle, and he'll get it inside the 15-yard line. Boy, a couple of nice throws by Starkel opens things up a little bit. It's almost like somebody on the sideline said, Nick,
where have you been?
Yeah, let's go. Get back in this thing. You got to make some plays. 3 out of 4 on this drive. Down to the 10-yard line goes Rakeem Boyd. Boyd now 18 carries, closing in on 120 yards.
You see the change up on defense after a couple plays where you play a lot of zone coverage. Janzik makes the executive decision to bring pressure on that last play to try to restrict the rushing lanes for Arkansas. I expect this ball to be in the air.
Couple of tight ends. Whaley in the game at running back. They will hand it to Devlin. He's inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal as he has the first down. He picks up 6 the hard way.
The run game gets going. It is very special for Arkansas, and you can see the last couple plays after they bring a blitz, and then they sit back in the zone coverage there, and they run it right down Colorado State's throat.
1st and goal, Arkansas. 8th play of this drive. Starkel, pressure, throws back over the middle, and wisely threw it out of the back of the end zone. Manny Jones getting some pressure on Starkel to disrupt that play. 5th time they've gotten to Starkel in that situation.
And every time they come uphill, that defensive end on the side they're booting to is the guy that gets the pressure on Starkel. That time, good job of just throwing that football away, but he had an opportunity to see it before he threw away, which ultimately did not take a sack.
3 tight end look. Arkansas runs it with Whaley to the end zone. Touchdown from 5 yards out, and the Hawks are back out in front.
Just what Arkansas needed, their quarterback to step up and make some throws down the field. And then you come back with the two-headed monster, Rakeem Boyd and Devwah Whaley. Tough, hard, physical runs there as they got close to the red zone. And Whaley punching it in. And Arkansas taking the lead.
Limpert makes it a 7-point game. 8:52 to play. Arkansas 41, Colorado State 34. Devwah Whaley's been fumbling the football of late. Coach said he needed some confidence. I think he's got it. Talking to Nick Starkel yesterday, you could see the pain in his eyes when he talked about his experience of not getting the job at Texas A&M when he really felt like he had earned the right to be their starter and had to wait here a couple of games before he got the job. And you know how important this game was to him. They need their defense now to slow down this Colorado State offense behind their backup quarterback, Patrick O'Brien. O'Brien will step up in the pocket near side looking for right, and that hits the back of an Arkansas helmet. Darius Bishop on the coverage of Dante Wright.
Yeah, they come out first play and they run double move here by Dante Wright, and ball is underthrown by Patrick O'Brien. Well, he had a step on him, had a chance, but Ladarius Bishop was there. Didn't panic when the ball was in the air. But if this ball was thrown out a little bit more, you can see the reaction by Mike Bobo there, wishing he threw it out there maybe a couple more yards.
O'Brien 5 of 7 for 100 yards, a touchdown. Facing 2nd down and 10. A transfer from Nebraska. He'll keep it, try to find a little bit of a hole, and he'll get it out to the 28-yard line, maybe the 29, and set up a 3rd down and about 6. 8.5 to go.
You gotta allow Patrick O'Brien to play big-time football here. You gotta trust him. 8 minutes to go in this ball game. The way Arkansas moved the football last drive, this has to be a conversion. What is the best 3rd down play Mike Bobo has in his playbook right now?
A nickel package defensively for Arkansas. Looks like they're going to bring some heat, see if they fall back, or do they come with the pressure? O'Brien feels the pressure. Bootlegs out of trouble, but the pass is incomplete. Looking for Cameron Butler, who had his hands on the football. Pressure came from Soley again to disrupt the play.
Nice job by avoiding the first pressure, getting outside. But this is a ball you have to catch. This ball hits him right in the chest. And this is an easy 3rd down conversion. And that hurts if you're Colorado State, not converting there when you have the opportunity.
Ryan Stonehouse, excellent punter. Career average over 47. They'll need a boomer here as Burke stands back at the 25. That kick will hit around the 27 and bounce out of bounds. 7:42 to go. Arkansas up a touchdown. Ben Hicks, a transfer from SMU, started the first 2 games for Arkansas. Those are his numbers, 46%, 241 through the air. Replaced in the second half last week at Ole Miss. That's when Nick Starkel went 17 of 24 for 201. Got the job this week and has had some moments where you are certainly impressed with his arm strength, his ability to move this team. Last drive, they really threw the ball to set up the run. He was very effective overall, 234 through the air with a couple of TDs, and I think the big number is 0 interceptions.
That is a monster number.
Boyd spins out of trouble, will fall forward for about 2.5 yards. And with 7:34 to go, do you want to, I mean, how conservative do you want to be here? There seems to be quite a bit of time to turn to a run game completely.
Dave, I'll be honest. I think the way this offense is, you must be aggressive. You have to continue what you did the last drive. Allow Starkel to throw the football. Whenever there's the threat of him throwing the ball downfield, that's when his offense has really clicked and played well.
Second down, they will ask him to throw it. Pass is caught right at the line to gain by Trey Knox. Pickup of 9 for Trey Knox. That's his 6th catch of the day.
And here's what you like. This ball is the back foot and the ball's out. As soon as he turns around, the ball's on him in a nice spot, too. Inside because the defensive back is outside. Big receiver like that shields the defender. The rhythm that Starkel's been on the last 2 drives is pretty special.
Trey Knox was an early enrollee, had a chance to run through spring practice with these guys. Considered a top 5 player coming out of the state of Tennessee. They'll hand it off to Board, trying to find some room. He gets stuffed at about the 38-yard line by Logan Stewart and Cameron Carter. Gain of about 1.5 yards.
I don't mind the play call on first down. Keeping Colorado State honest by running the football. And we know with Boyd's speed, his ability to make guys miss, he's only one guy away from taking it the distance.
Second down and 9. Nick Starkel checking with Chad Morris. They'll change the play. Lofts it up, has O'Grady. First down inside the 40. He's still on his feet. Down to the 30. Are you kidding me? He's going to take it to the end zone. What a job by Cheyenne O'Grady. 62 yards. Man.
This is why you don't give up on Cheyenne O'Grady. This is why you continue to feed him, because he can make plays like this. Effort, attitude, everything you want from your tight end, he gave it to you on that particular run. And you think they aren't excited to see Cheyenne O'Grady?
Point after is up and good. It is now 48-34. Cheyenne O'Grady's been sick this week. We didn't know how much he would play today, but they are glad he suited up. That one is for the highlight reel for sure. Cheyenne O'Grady, 3 catches, 74 yards. And that remarkable touchdown, catch and run. Tell you what, it has been a up and down career here. Off the field, maybe some things you'd want to change around a little bit, but when it comes to making a play, Cheyenne has been there.
I mean, that's why sometimes it's hard when you have such a really good player and they're doing things off the field to hurt themselves, because you can see the potential in these kids when they get on the field. And you want to just steer them in the right direction. And Chad Morris has hung strong with his big-time tight end, Cheyenne O'Grady, and he just repaid this Arkansas team with a big-time play.
Scooter Harris with another tackle. That's 11 for their middle linebacker. Loss of a yard. There's Scooter again. You know, we were talking to Coach John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, about Scooter. When you look at his numbers, right, he had 118 tackles last year, had over 100 2 years ago, but he came into this one and he'd only had 9 total tackles. We were saying, you know, is there something going on with Scooter? And he looked at us, no.
He's good.
No, he's good. We're good with Scooter.
And we can see why.
Yeah.
He's all over the place today.
Second down. Let's call it 12. Pressure comes. O'Brien is sacked inside the 25. Gabe Richardson.
Gabe Richards coming right off this edge right here. You can see him coming right off this edge here. And makes a huge play coming through that gap right here. They picked it up really well on the outside. He was unblocked, Guy on the edge takes the tackle away, and Gabe comes right, screaming right through for the sack.
Well, now it's 3rd and forever. Back at the 26-yard line. They got to get it out to the 47. They'll dump it off underneath to Kinsey, and he has fumbled the football. It is scooped up by Ladarius Bishop. Touchdown, Arkansas. You can call the Hogs now.
The Hogs are definitely being called now. Effort, attitude, finishing for this Arkansas defense. And you talk about John Chavis's defense is playing and hitting on all cylinders here in the 4th quarter. Finishing this ball game is of the essence for this team.
Point after coming up from Limpert. It is good. Give credit on that play to Hayden Henry, the junior linebacker, the guy a lot of his teammates refer to as an animal. Watch this play. And then Bishop says thank you very much. The scoop and score, and Arkansas has opened it up. Exhibition. That's right. Over 20 sculptures are displayed around town here in Fayetteville this weekend. The exhibition started as a fundraising and awareness effort led by the Ozark Literacy Council, a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing basic literacy and language instruction for area residents. Pigs are painted by local artists, sponsored by local businesses, then placed somewhere in town. Actually, they're placed all over town. They're everywhere.
Everywhere. You talked about seeing one was going back to the hotel. We were pretty excited about it.
Well, Arkansas putting on a exhibition here in the 4th quarter. Here comes Hawkins bringing it out of the end zone. He is out to the 33-yard line. So now they are backed all the way up. 1st and 25. O'Brien, they'll be even backed up further inside the 10. A loss of 7 more. Fouché putting the pressure along with T.J. Smith, who gets credit for the sack.
Yeah, Fouché is the reason why he had to step up and buy a little time, and T.J. Smith does a good job of beating his one-on-one matchup. But Fouché absolutely calls the sack.
Boy, nothing there for McElroy. Fouché coming up for another tackle behind the line. That's 8 tackles behind the line of scrimmage today for this Arkansas defense. Now, there's still a lot to clean up. They've given up big chunk plays today, which you know Coach John Chavis will be irritated watching the tape. And he talked about angles, especially guys on the back end using better angles to make plays. I think we saw some of that occur today.
And one thing they're not going to be excited about either when they watch the film is the yards they give it up in the run game. Gave up 238 last week, over 200 this week.
4-man rush. O'Brien steps up, and he'll be hit and drop back at the 14-yard line. And Fouché, how about that series from number 7, the sophomore out of New Orleans? He was in on every one of those plays.
Just being a nuisance to Colorado State in their entire drive, but we've seen Fouché all over the field today. Scooter Harris, Hayden Henry, T.J. Smith. They absolutely stepped up their game in this game today, especially near the end of this ball game when they had to put it away. This defense stepped up and played well.
Stonehouse will punt it away to Traylon Burks. Fair catch called for with 41 seconds to play. So Nick Starkel won't have to take another snap. Arkansas will pick up the win. They put 55 on the board. Mike Bobo's Colorado State Rams had a chance. They had it tied at 34, and then Well, wheels just fell off. They lose their quarterback, Collin Hill. Let's hope he's not out for very long. Two guys that have gone against each other. And Coach Morris was at Clemson. Coach Bobo was at the University of Georgia. Met last year in Fort Collins and here in Fayetteville. This is an offense, when they get it going, they can certainly look impressive. And they were impressive in the fourth quarter, to say the least, as they win it 55-34 over Colorado State. Up next, it's San Jose State right here in Fayetteville on an SEC Saturday night a week from today. Arkansas 2-1, Colorado State 1-2. Coming up next right here on the SEC Network, we'll get you out to Baton Rouge. 4th-ranked LSU hosting Northwestern State. So for DJ Dawn, I'm Dave Neal. Good night from Fayetteville.